is multiprocessing? It's a part of programming that allows code to run at least 2 times at once. It can run up to 40 times at once, I think, depending on how many CPUs your computer has. These are some minor credits because I did not come up with this idea on my own. Credits to Code Bullet for giving me the idea because he did not explain what it was and my brain needed to know what it was. Back to the video. So I'll explain how microprocessing works. Multiprocessing is using 2 or more central processing units or CPUs within a single computer system. The term also refers to the ability of a system to support more than one processor or the ability to allocate tasks between them. There are many variations on this basic theme, and the definition of multiprocessing can vary with context, but it's mostly as a function of how CPUs are defined. According to some online dictionaries, multiprocessor is a computer system having 2 or more processing units, each sharing main memory and peripherals, in order to simultaneously process programs. A 2009 textbook defined a multiprocessor system similarly, but nothing that the processors may share some or all of the system's memory and on and off facilities. It also gave tightly coupled systems as a synonymous term. At the operating system level, multiprocessing is sometimes used to refer to the execution of multiple concurrent processes in the system, with each process running on a separate CPU or core, as opposed to a single process at any one instant. When used with this definition, multiprocessing is sometimes contrasted with multitasking, which may use just a single processor but switch it in time slices between tasks. Multiprocessing, however, means true parallel execution of multiple processes using more than one processor. Multiprocessing doesn't necessarily mean that a single process or task uses more than one processor simultaneously. The term parallel processing is generally used to denote that scenario. Other authors prefer to refer to the operating system techniques as multiprogramming, and reserve the term multiprocessing for the hardware aspect of having more than one processor. The remainder of this script discusses multiprocessing only in this hardware sense. In Flynn's taxonomy, multiprocessors, as defined above, are MIMD machines, as the term multiprocessor it normally refers to tightly coupled systems in which all processors share memory. Multiprocessors are not the entire class of MIMD machines, which also contain message-passing multi-computer systems. In a multiprocessing system, all CPUs may be equal, or some may be reserved for special purposes. A combination of hardware and operating system software designed considerations determine the symmetry, or lack thereof, in a given system. For example, hardware or software considerations may require that only one particular CPU respond to all hardware interrupts, whereas all other work in the system may be distributed equally among CPUs, or execution of kernel mode code may be restricted to only one particular CPU, whereas user mode code may be executed in any combination of processors. Multiprocessing systems are often easier to design if such restrictions are imposed, but they tend to be less efficient than systems in which all CPUs are utilized. Systems that treat all CPUs equally are called symmetric multiprocessing, it's SMP systems for short. In systems where all CPUs are not equal, system resources may be divided in a number of ways, including asymmetric multiprocessing, ASMP for short, non-uniform memory access, NUMA for short, multiprocessing, and clustered multiprocessing. There are multiple types of multiprocessing. I don't know what a better name for this one is, but it's the master and slave multiprocessor system. In a master-slave multiprocessor system, the master CPU is in control of the computer and the slave CPU performs assigned tasks. The CPUs can be completely different in terms of speed and architecture. Some or all of the CPUs can share a common bus. Each can also have a private bus for private reasons, or they may be isolated except for a common communications pathway. Likewise, the CPUs can share common RAM and or have private RAM that the other processors cannot access. The roles of the master and slave can change from one CPU to another. Two early examples of a mainframe master-slave multiprocessor are the Bull Gamma 60 and the Barrows B5000. An early example of the master-slave multiprocessor system of microprocessors is the Tandy Radio Shack TRS-80 Model 16 desktop computer, which came out in February 1982 and ran the multi-user / multitasking Xenix operating system. Microsoft's version of Unix, called TRS Xenix, the Model 16 has 2 microprocessors and 8-bit Zilog Z80 CPU running at 4 megahertz, and a 16-bit Motorola 68000 CPU running at 6 megahertz. When the system is booted, the Z80 is the master and the Xenix boot process initializes the slave 68000 and transfers control to the 68000, where upon the CPUs change roles and the Z80 becomes a slave processor responsible for all on and off operations, including disk, communications, printer, and network, as well as the keyboard and integrated monitors. While the operating system and applications run on the 68000 CPU, the Z80 can be used to do other tasks. The early TRS-80 Model 2, which was released in 1979, could also be considered a multiprocessor system, as it had both Z80 CPU and the Intel 8021 microcontroller and the keyboard. The 8021 made the Model 2 the first desktop computer system with a separate detachable lightweight keyboard connected with a single thin flexible wire, and likely the first keyboard to use a dedicated microcontroller, both attributes that would later be copied years later by Apple and IBM. There's a tightly coupled and loosely coupled microprocessing system. Tightly coupled multiprocessor systems contain multiple CPUs that are connected at the bus level. These CPUs may have access to a central shared memory, SMP or UMA, or may participate in a memory hierarchy with both local and shared memory, SM and NUMA. The IBM E690 Regatta is an example of a high-end SMP system. Intel Xeon processors dominated the multiprocessor or market for business, PCs, and were the only major x86 option until the release of AMD's Optron range of processors in 2004. Both ranges of processors had their onboard cache but provided access to shared memory. The Xeon processors via a common pipe, and the Optron processors via independent pathways to the system RAM. Chip multiprocessors, also known as the multi-core computing, involve more than one processor placed on a single chip and can be thought of as the most extreme form of tightly coupled microprocessing. Mainframe systems with multiple processors are often tightly coupled. Loosely coupled multiprocessor systems, often referred to as clusters, are based on multiple standalone, relatively low processor count commodity computers interconnected via a high-speed communications system. Gigabit Ethernet is common for this one. Linux Beowulf cluster is an example of a loosely coupled system. Tightly coupled systems perform better and are physically smaller than loosely coupled systems, but have historically required greater initial investments and may depreciate rapidly. Nodes in a loosely coupled system are usually inexpensive commodity computers and can be recycled as independent machines upon retirement from the cluster. Power consumption is also a consideration. Tightly coupled systems tend to be much more energy efficient than clusters. This is because a considerable reduction in power consumption can be realized by designing components to work together from the beginning in a tightly coupled system, whereas loosely coupled systems use components that were not necessarily intended specifically for the use in such systems. Loosely coupled systems can run different operating systems or OS versions on different systems. What would be the disadvantages of multiprocessing? Merging data from multiple threads or processes may incur significant overhead due to the conflict resolution, data consistency, versioning, and synchronization. All of this information was from Wikipedia. Don't blame me if it's wrong. Like, comment, and subscribe. Coach K is out.
yo.